Welcome back. There have been indications in recent days that the Justice Department is moving more aggressively than first thought in investigating former President Trump's actions on and before January 6th. And this week, the Attorney General, Merrick Garland, talked to my colleague Lester Holt about whether he would be concerned about indicting a former president who may be on the verge of announcing his candidacy again.
We intend to hold anyone who was criminally responsible for events surrounding January 6th, for any attempt to interfere with the lawful transfer of power from one administration to another, accountable. That's what we do.
Pete Williams has been covering the Justice Department and the Supreme Court for NBC News since 1993. He's stepping down, unfortunately, after those brief 29 years here at this network. So I'm telling you, for the last time, joining me now is Pete Williams. Mr. Williams. I want to start a little substance here with Merrick Garland. No matter how Lester Holt asked him a question about investigating Trump, he basically gave a version of that answer.
Right.
What does he want people to take away? What is that Rorschach response that he wants people to hear in their head when he says that?
Well, I think, number one, to indicate that the Justice Department is doing a lot more than it appears. We just don't really have a good clue of what the Justice Department is doing. We get these little glimpses when people testify before a grand jury, but it's quite clear that they're doing a lot more than we see. And two, I think they're quite serious, that they don't know where this will end up. Shortly after the Biden administration came into power, I asked a very senior administration official, can't we just assume that if you do get the goods on Donald Trump, you'll just decide that that's a bridge too far, that it would be too divisive for the country? And I was told, no, don't assume that. Anything is on the table. Now, of course, he does say, people who were criminally responsible. And one big question will be, okay, well, then what's the crime? Is it obstructing Congress? Is it dereliction of duty? I mean, that's a difficult thing to say. And I would say one other thing here, Chuck. There is a principle of federal prosecution that prosecutors are not supposed to just roll the dice and take their best shot. They're not supposed to bring a case unless they have a strong reason to think the jury would convict. And I would think if it comes to charging a former president, there would be an even higher standard, that not only you can persuade a jury to convict, but you can also persuade the public that you're doing the right thing.
Let me take a step back, take the lens back. You've been covering the Supreme Court since 1993. Each feels like about every 5 years it gets somehow more contested, more controversial, or more, it creates more anger. What is your sort of analysis of how the Supreme Court has evolved over the last 30 years?
So we had a relatively liberal court when Earl Warren was the Chief Justice. We had a sort of middle ground court when William Rehnquist was Chief Justice. And now in the John Roberts era, we have a much more conservative court with these three Trump appointees. The court now has a solid conservative majority. And you're now seeing that these goals that people like Clarence Thomas and Samuel Alito have had in mind for all these years when they had to just sort of take their lumps in the minority, now they're in charge, and they are not holding back. They are making up for lost time, and I think we're going to see that again in the coming term.
How much do you think the confirmation process will change based on how things have gone the last couple of years?
Well, it may change over time, but I don't think it's going to change in the short term, because we get this flip back and forth. Whenever the other party takes control of the Senate, then they want to extract revenge for what happened to them, and I think that probably will go on for a while.
All right, I want to celebrate you. For those of us here, and even before I knew you, there was a couple of moments that always stick out. You're like, thank God for Pete Williams. Here's one of them. Goes back to 2000, December of 2000.
But there's no doubt here, Tom. There's just no way that the court thinks a recount is possible. And we should say again, obviously the justices have had more than 24 hours to prepare this rather splintered up opinion. It's in many sections, but there's no question it is a 5-4 vote.
Look, you did it in that one. You were the first one to, everybody's watching, and I remember myself going, oh, Pete's got the goods. He's explaining this. And you did it with the Obamacare one, too. Everybody else wasn't sure what happened. You seem to be the first one to understand it. Do you just know how to read these briefs better than everybody else?
It's a living. Well, I've looked at that Bush v. Gore opinion many times in the comfort of my own office with the air conditioning on, and I've always thought, this thing is so easy to understand. But when I was standing out there in the bitter cold on that December night, it seemed to be fairly opaque at the time. There was no head note on it. There was lots of things, language about what it wasn't, and it did take a while to figure out what it was.
I've been asked this question before. When you know you don't have the safety net, Like, that's a moment you know the safety
Well,
net's not there.
yeah.
Is it exhilarating or frightening?
It's exhilarating when it's over. It's frightening in the moment because it does occur to you that this is not a good time to screw up.
So you've always been able to be sort of, you've always taken yourself out of the story. Give some advice to a young journalist. They want to be the next Pete Williams. What's your advice?
Well, I don't know whether that's anything to aspire to or not, but I think I've been lucky about covering my beat because, you know, there are two sides to every case that come to the Supreme Court, and you have to be agnostic about who's the winner. And I find that experience. You know, you read the briefs from the first side and you think, wow, they're right, they should win. Then you read the other side and you think, wow, that's a good argument, they should win. No wonder this is coming to the Supreme Court. It's a tough case. I think the test is, can somebody looking at your story or reading your story online tell how you hope it comes out? And if the answer is no, then I think you've done your job.
You know, it's interesting you bring up the Supreme Court. I have really enjoyed listening to the real-time audio. I am a junkie for this. I wish I went to law school. Okay, I think you've said that before too.
Sure.
Are they going to take that away from us? Are they going to take this audio away when they decide COVID is no longer an issue?
I don't know. I think they might. Remember why they allowed the live audio? It's because the public couldn't come into the court because of COVID. So they thought, well, all right, let's replicate the experience of being in the courtroom. You could hear the live audio if you were there. You can't be there, so they'll do the live audio. And I'm sure there will be some inclination to go back to the program which they used to do, which is release the audio every Friday after all the news value is drained out of it. There are a lot of people pushing for it. I guess the good part of it is it doesn't seem to have hurt the court any, and that's what they're always worried about.
You're really going back on the horse you rode in on. You came from Wyoming, and you're going to be spending a lot more time back there, aren't you?
Yes, that's my home state, and that's that's the place I love, and so yes.
What I love is no matter who I meet from Wyoming, they're always proud you're a favorite son.
Oh, well, thank you.
Pete Williams,
I'm very proud of my home state.
I'm going to miss you.
Miss you too, Chuck. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.